I met with one of the meetings I had just before I came here yesterday evening, was with the Commissioner's officials about the very call that I'm arguing for a single boat payment. I think that our fishermen are primary producers, and like we have a single farm payment, we also need a single boat payment, and I'm looking at working and taking that forward. Since taking up as Sinn Féin MEP, I've held over 60 meetings with groups and organisations trying to bring to them the information that is available. We need to know how to navigate your way into Europe. As MEPs, I have a duty and responsibility to help and assist you with that. Now, without doubt, it is bureaucratic. Without doubt, and I'm not going to try to present to you a case here to say, look, this is ABC, but it's not made any more bureaucratic for us than it is anywhere else. In the South, under Framework 7, by the end of 2013, they will have had drawn down somewhere in the region of 750 million. What did we draw down here in the North? 53. I have to say I find that appalling, unacceptable, and that's why I have been working very, very hard with groups and organisations. There is a Brussels office where there are 4 desk officers have been appointed. Myself and Jonathan Bell actually appointed those officers to that position because we need to network and we need to do it better. If you want to help with navigating your way through Europe, I will do that for you.
It's shameful what the last tranche, that's the framework programme 7, in Northern Ireland we got only £35 per head benefit, whereas down south they got something like £595 per head. So we were very, very much behind. And Horizon 2020 is going to be worth something like £800 billion. And we have fantastic universities, software companies here that should benefit from it. Now, I just want to mention there is a network, a support network set up between DETI and Dell, and to help companies like yourself, help the universities to work together. With the 4 extra staff, we definitely need to go up a gear in trying to access this new funding.
I'm currently working on a cloud academy, I'm working on a software academy, I'm working on a big data academy with Belfast Met. Some really good cutting-edge collaborative approaches between the private and public sector. So the funds are there, there's customised training, there's assured skills, there's knowledge transfer partnerships, there's innovation vouchers and all of that. But so if you want to come and speak to, it's a punt for Belfast Met really, all of those local initiatives are in place and we are driving them forward in terms of the software industry and the ICT industry. So.
Thank you. Diane?
Thank you. Yes, I will try to keep it as brief as possible. Funding meetings, very, very important that there is the dissemination of information around funding. That is why, in conjunction with the Federation of Small Business, I actually wrote and produced a booklet identifying over 50 sources of funding that are available to SMEs. Framework 7, we have to remember here that we are actually a part of the United Kingdom, a region of the United Kingdom. The Republic of Ireland is a sovereign member state, and therefore there are always going to be differences in the level of drawdown, and we have to actually manage the expectation. Horizon 2020, 80 billion in the next 7 years for research and innovation. A quicker route for companies. And over the last number of months, I have actually been hosting companies from Northern Ireland, good, innovative companies focused on research and development, and actually introducing them to key people in the Commission who can help them with their applications. Very important. COSME, 2.3 billion, which is actually available for this particular sector. See me, talk to me if you need further help in how we go forward. And I think this is very important. Interreg 5A, 250 million between the border counties, Scotland and Northern Ireland. And a superb example of Interreg money spent in Northern Ireland under the previous programme is the Innovation and Growth Centre in Omagh Enterprise Park. Over 3 million in collaboration with Leitrim. Over 3 million delivered that in Omagh. Very, very important. Just this week, on Wednesday, I hosted an energy company from Northern Ireland in Brussels, where we have worked very, very hard to get this energy company who are involved in an energy storage project actually into Brussels. So we've worked hard to get them on the preferred list from the United Kingdom as identified for them, and then into Brussels to speak to the Commission so that they can make a well-informed application for the project. Very important that we work with Northern Ireland business to get the best. We're not begging for money. We're going with innovative projects that will grow the economy here in Northern Ireland.
Basil.
Thank you. There's a misunderstanding sometimes about what the role of Europe actually is. Europe's Horizon 2020 programme, like all of the others, is not here to replace core funding coming from sovereign states. It's there to add for collaboration. And so whenever people look about how can I get money for a project, it's to put on top of whatever you've already got. So the big issue is how do we collaborate more with people from the south or people from the rest of Europe to see how we can do projects that are important. One of the big issues, if you're talking about Horizon 2050 or Framework 7, is that it only deals with salaries. It does not deal with infrastructure. So you cannot get an office, you cannot get a PC, you cannot get anything else that actually gives you a sustainable development. So understanding how things go forward, you have to partner with other institutes. The second thing, though, where I think there's a real issue in the software industry is the huge dearth of talent. If you look at any job finders out there, people are crying out for programmers. And so one of the questions you have to ask yourself is why are only 8% of the workforce that are in engineering of any type women? It's been 8% for about 50 years. So the Department of Employment and Learning is responsible for spending a large amount of European money in Northern Ireland. And the biggest thing that you can actually get them to do is find out how you tell our young people not to go into careers in law, not to go into careers in teaching, not because those are not good professions, but because the jobs and the future is in IT, and that's where European money will really come to the end.
Okay, I want to take a couple more questions.
Wilfred, can I, very, very quick on that question? Very quick. I would just mention to you, I don't know if you've ever applied for an EU grant. I sat on a board that administers them, and one of the biggest items of correspondence that we get is from people actually sending their replies and saying, look, it's too much bureaucracy, it's too difficult to fill in, it's too expensive to get these studies and whatever done. It's a nightmare job. The best way to help the IT industry is for our own UK government to target assistance and give tax incentives. That's the best way to do it. Let the market decide these issues. We can't, to think that Brussels and EU funding is going to do this is nonsense. Most of that EU funding that's actually going out to SMEs, you know where it ends up? Subsidising children's play areas and IRA cultural centres in South Armagh. It's absolutely ridiculous.